All right, good morning, everyone. Let's see. First, what's up? Let me double check if the stream is working. Okay, it should be. Okay, perfect. All right. This is all the stuff that I had yesterday. Yesterday, the longs came in. We got above this 1 hour supply zone, and I did think we were going to at least come up to 260, which we definitely did not. I thought the longs were definitely going to continue, but it looks like, I don't know, maybe it hit an area of resistance somewhere. And now we're back down. So yesterday we bounced off of this 4 hour demand zone. Yeah, we kind of failed to make like newer highs. So that's not good for the buying. I could see today being very bearish. I literally have like no way to back that up. It's just in my head. But we'll see. It doesn't matter if I'm bearish or bullish. It just matters how the market opens up. Let's start on the daily time frame. I know we have a couple of daily zones on Nasdaq. Let's see. Yeah, we have this daily, which is far away. Let's go down to the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, we have this 4 hour supply zone. And then down here, we have this 4 hour demand zone, which Nasdaq tapped into right at market open and bounced off from yesterday. I do like how we're back at this area. We could either bounce off of this area again, or we could break past this and maybe come down to these lows. Let's go down to the 3 hour time frame. I know we have a couple of 3 hour zones all the way up here. It is far away from price, but I'm still gonna mark it out. I mean, I don't think we'll get up there today. If we do get up there today, it'll be very impressive. Down to the 2 hour time frame. Don't see too many zones close to price, at least. Damn, I just noticed too. Yesterday I was charting really far away from price. I know we have a 2 hour zone somewhere. I'm not sure if it's this one. But we have a really good 2 hour zone. Oh, maybe it's this one right here. Let's see. No, it's not. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, this one down here. Alright, I don't see anything else on the 2 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, we have this really good 1 hour supply zone. I do like this 1 hour zone. Even though it is far away from price, it's a clean move down. Yeah, it's pretty far away from price, but we all know how market open is and how easily we could get up there, if we really wanted to. This also could be a 1 hour demand zone here, which we haven't really gone. What am I saying? We haven't really broken past this area here. We kind of did chop on it though, so I'm not gonna mark it. But so far, it looks like the market has been kind of bouncing off of this area. I'm not going to mark it though, because I do want to focus more on this 4 hour demand zone. I think the 4 hour zone is way stronger. What else is there? I really don't have to chart like this far away from price, but you really never know. It could be a crazy open. So I might as well just be prepared for it. Okay, this is a good 1 hour demand zone. I mean, it's far away from price, but I'm gonna still mark out these zones in case. Okay, and the dogs are crying, bro. It's crazy because it's like they hear me start streaming and then they're loud. Okay, 1 hour supply zone here. Again, far away from price. Damn, honestly, I was really thinking that the markets were gonna come up way higher than what it did. I was thinking if we got above these highs here that the next stop was gonna be up here. But now that I zoom out and kind of look at it, I mean it just looks like this area that was once support slash resistance, this one. It looks like that we rejected that. I mean, if you trade ICT, it's probably, a gap. I think it's a daily gap. Yeah, daily gap. Daily gap got filled, so what does that mean? Are we going straight down now? If that's what it looks like, I don't know. To me, it looks bearish. But I'm not good at creating a bias, so I'm not even gonna start talking about a bias. Okay, down to the 45-minute time frame. Okay, don't see much. And then they're barking. Okay. Okay, this is a good 45-minute zone. Boom. Oh yeah, I really like that 45-minute zone. Market has bounced off of it a couple times. There's an indicator where I've been using, and it literally marks up all the zones for you, like how you are right now. That's cool. I mean, I wouldn't use it because it's just like I like marking up the zones. It like refreshes my mind on where the market is. That's why I like marking the zones. Oops. It's a 45-minute. This is also a 45-minute demand zone here. And I'm going to mark it out because if you look at yesterday's price action, literally once the market opened up, tapped into this area, and then the longs came in not right away, but they did come in strong from this area down here. I didn't take the longs from there though, because on the 1 minute time frame, it was just kind of hard to get an entry close to price that allowed me to have my stop loss, down here. The only way I could have caught this trade is if I placed an order, at these wicks here, which there was a white line there, but the way that I trade, I just like to get in like when a wick breaks like this. I like to wait for extra confirmation. Like I just didn't get that yesterday, when we tapped into this area. But it was still a good long. And it looks like the market is going to touch up back in that area. I'm on the 30-minute time frame. This here also looks like a 30-minute demand zone. I don't want to mark it out because it's like I have a lot of stacked zones. But if you look at the 30-minute zone, it's a huge, huge move up that it made. It's definitely a strong zone. So I'm just going to mark it out. It's too strong of a zone to not mark out. 15-minute time frame. We have this 15-minute supply zone. Boom. I mean, this could be a 15-minute supply zone. Let me mark that out. I just, like, it's not a perfect zone because the basing candle is kind of bigger than the actual move down here. But it is clean. So I'll mark it out. I mean, it could be a good trade as well. Break out of this area here. If price gets above 886 or 895, I do think it'd be a good long. But I would want to wait to see if there is a retest. So something like that I think would be a good trade. If I am in that trade, I would just target my usual 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Honestly, I'm just targeting $600, which would be around $240. And this move would be perfect for me because the target would be this 15-minute supply zone. So that's perfect. Another trade idea could be literally what has happened here. If the market taps into this area and we start to reject it, I do think it'd be a good short. If I take that short, same thing, I would target around 240 ticks or 60 points. And I think it would make sense because it's just trading from zone to zone. So if we reject this zone and I gain a short, I would target the next zone. So it's that simple. I don't know which one I'm going to trade yet, right? It depends on what the market does. Don't know if I'm buying or selling. Again, it just depends on how the market reacts to the zones. This area here is also a 10-minute supply zone. I'm not going to mark it out since I already have the 15-minute marked out there. Wow, this also looks like a nasty 10-minute demand zone here. I won't mark it out though. There's too many stacked zones already. I think NASDAQ looks really, really good. I like how NASDAQ looks. I do. Okay, and I think that's it for my zones. So, we'll see. I do like where price is at. I think we'll see a good day. Let's look at US 30. Okay, not sure what that is. Let's see. Okay. Yesterday, what did I do yesterday? Okay, yes, this is a trade that I took yesterday. You could see is a very small move out of the day. It was this short right here. So literally 1 5-minute candle, which is just, it's just funny to think about, you know. I just caught a small piece of the pie yesterday. And the same thing happened with US 30. Honestly, I thought if price got above this area here, the 870 area, I thought that if it started to close above it, then it could be a clean move up to at least the 250s up here. That's what I was thinking. Okay, that did not happen. Instead, it kind of chopped around for a bit and then it moved all the way back down, which to me, it makes it seem bearish. Because, you know, it bounced from this area. At one point, it was very bullish, but it just failed to break this resistance. You know, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, it just looks like it hit the top of the range and it went back down to the range. That's what it looks like. So let's start from 0 here on US 30. Go to the daily. If you look at the daily, it looks very similar to NASDAQ when it comes to like that daily gap here, we just, I guess we filled the gap, and then I don't know if that's bearish or bullish. I don't know anything about ICT, but I do know gaps, but I don't know what they mean. Okay, that's just what I see. Okay, that's just what I see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame here. Oh shit. I need to read the chat. Okay, let me read it. Can I pass 50k Apex accounts by hedging the accounts? Yes, you could pass the accounts by hedging, but once you get funded, you can't do that once you get funded. Yeah. I've seen many people pass accounts that way. But once you get funded, you have to make sure you're not doing that, because they will email you about it. Why I always fail to control full port once I get funded? Because you probably just want quick money. Quick money leaves the same way you get it. So that's why. Yeah, they do have a no hedging rule, but you could do it in the eval. The dogs are just like kids when you're on the phone. They want to get your attention. Yeah, the dogs that we have are like actually human. Like they're I swear, they're something else. I mean, I love them. But I don't know. If you guys have a dog or a cat, I don't know. You probably think they're human as well. It's just, and I have like right now we have 5 dogs, and like each of them just have a very specific personality, and I love that about them. But they are very you need to give them a lot of attention, for sure. When you're explaining things vertical mode, we sometimes don't see what you're talking about because it's not on the screen, seeing as you were marking up the zones. Yeah, then you should go to the sideways stream. You can see my whole screen. Okay, 2-hour time frame. I mean, this looks like a 2-hour supply zone here. I will mark it out, even though there is a 4-hour supply zone there. I do think the move is clean. 1-hour time frame. Looks very similar to NASDAQ with this 1-hour supply zone here. This is also a 90-minute supply zone. I'm not going to mark it out because it's also a 4-hour supply zone. So it's kind of pointless for me to mark it. Right now, what I'm really trying to find on US 30 is supply and demand that's close to price. Specifically above price, above this range here and below the range. That's really what I'm looking for here. Okay, and I'm not seeing much on the bigger time frames, which is not good. But let's see. Okay. I mean, this is a good 30-minute demand zone down here. The only thing about these zones here are that it's just far away from price. So once the market gets down here, I've already missed out on what I think is the move, So I want something closer to price. Ooh, I like this 15-minute demand zone. Okay, I like that. 15-minute, and another 15-minute zone. Okay. Damn. This pattern here on US 30 looks literally perfect right here. I don't know why, but I like how that looks there. This little thing here. I don't know. I think that looks satisfying. Okay, but I think that's all the zones. I mean, this is a small 15-minute. Most likely won't take a trade off of it. Alright, this is what I'm thinking on US 30. If price gets below 490, I think it would be a good short, at least down to this other 15-minute demand zone, which if you look at it is a pretty strong demand zone. Realistically, if I'm in a short, I am going to try to target 150 points. No, I'm lying. I'm going to try to target 120 points. So that would be 600. Yeah, so this would be the trade right here. I think that would be a really clean trade. But I do think if this trade comes right at market open, I think it'll happen a bit too quick. So I'm hoping that if this short does happen, it doesn't happen, right away like it usually does. I could see market opening up and then just going straight down like it did yesterday. I could definitely see that happening. What did I just do here? Oh, this is gold. Okay. Another trade idea is obviously longs from this area, which so far it does look like we're rejecting it, but again, market open could easily change that. If I see the market doing something like this, obviously I would take longs, but I do think if the move happens too quickly, it's going to be hard for me to catch on US 30 unless I place an order. But it's just like, I really like, I like waiting for confirmation, which is why like I miss out on a couple US 30 moves because they happen very quickly. And when it happens quickly, it's harder for me to get that confirmation that I usually wait for. Okay, this looks like a small 5-minute zone. Actually, not gonna mark it. It got chopped on. Alright, but we got 9 minutes. Really quick, another trade idea is if I do miss out on this long here, I wouldn't worry too much because then up here we'll tap into an area of supply. If the market comes up here, same thing. I'll either take shorts or longs. Don't know what's going to happen. We're just waiting here. Let's do support and resistance. Boom. I also do have to double check if there's any news today. I'm not 1,000% sure. I haven't looked at that. Okay, there we go. 19th. Okay, nothing to worry about. I mean, it says we have high impact 1030 news, but I don't think I'm going to be looking for a trade at 1030, so doesn't really matter. I do have to say though, I mean, this month I feel like has been not tough, but the openings have been tricky, especially on NASDAQ. Like, for example, the opening yesterday on NASDAQ was choppy on the smaller time frame, and then it cleared out and it was a beautiful long. I feel like yesterday was just one of those days where you could have been right on the long, but you could have gotten chopped up in the beginning. Which pair are you thinking? I don't know. I think NASDAQ and US 30 both look good today. Again, sometimes I think NASDAQ looks better. Sometimes I think US 30 looks better. Today, I actually think both of them look good. Don't know which one I'm going to trade yet. It does depend on the opening. Which one opens more volatile, which one touches up on its own quicker. I don't want to say it, but I do have a feeling that I'm going to miss out on a US 30 move. But the only way that's going to happen is if the move happens within the first minute, which happens a lot. It happens a lot. Like yesterday. Yesterday's 1 minute candle on US 30 was actually insane. Matter of fact, let's go back and look at it. Where is it? Yeah, this was yesterday's move here. Like I said, the 1 minute candle is nasty. I mean, this move here yesterday was 200 points, which for US 30, I would say that's a big move. For sure. Alright, that's US 30. Let's look at NASDAQ, do support and resistance. We got 5 more minutes. Alright. Sorry I'm not talking much. I just want to finish this before I start chatting. So I want to make sure I'm prepared for the market open. Okay, I think this is good enough here. Yeah, I like the ranges that US 30 and NASDAQ have. We have this nice pre-market range on NASDAQ, which I do like. I think a breakout out of this could be a good trade. There's also a small range, which is a main reason why I think it should be a good breakout. We literally just need good volume for this, and I think we'll be good. I blew all my 50K Lightning funded after buying 2 more accounts after 2K payout. I mean, at least you got a payout out of them. I think if you get a payout out of a funded account, like you did good. You did good enough. It just sucks to lose the funded. But like if you got a payout from an account, it's a big win. As long as it covers what you paid for the account, your return on investment most likely is going to be good. I probably won't be trading tomorrow because of all the news. What's tomorrow? Oh damn. We have a bunch of 8:30 news and 10 a.m. news. I don't know. I think Fridays are like hit or miss. A lot of Fridays are really good, especially if it's like a sell-off Friday. I love those type of days. But there are some Fridays where it's just like Freaky Friday. It's like weird price action. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens tomorrow because it seems like that's the pattern of the month is quite a bit of choppiness. I mean, mainly in the open. There's also a 5-minute demand zone here on NASDAQ that is about to tap. Well, it already tapped onto it. I'm not going to mark it though. Bro, I don't know what that sound was. It was like, it wasn't like a gunshot, but it was like loud. Okay, 20 seconds. My bad if you guys hear dogs. Okay, here's market open. Okay. Nasdaq's right at a 30-minute demand zone. US 30 looks like it's pushing up. If it pushes up, I want it to push up to at least the 700s. And then again, if it goes down, if I see a candle close below 493 on US 30, then I'm going to short it. Where's VWAP? Okay. US 30 looks like it retested VWAP and rejected it. So let's see if it actually pushes down here. Again, I'm only going to short it if it closes below 493. So far, it is bouncing off of this area. I just haven't gotten a break of structure to the upside yet. Okay. Okay, it's pushing lower. And, okay, it's jumping back up. It's very wicky. Very wicky. Which is a good sign to wait for confirmation here. Damn, they're still barking. You can't get too mad because it's like they're dogs. Like, that's what they do. So it's like I can't even get too mad. Okay, US 30 is very close to this 493 area. It is very wicky price action, so I do want to wait for confirmation. A good confirmation is just going to be how this candle closes. Which, I don't know, it looks like it's going to close out strong. Let's see. Definitely don't want to see it with a huge wick. We want to see this close out strong. Okay, and then there's literally the nasty wick right there. If it gets above 42, I'll take the long. Yeah, if it gets above 45, which is this white line here. The shorts did look good, but I just didn't like how that candle closed. Alright, I'm in a long here. I'm going to put my stop at 95. Okay, I got stopped out of that. Damn, this is still closing above 93, but it's rejecting this white line. Definitely looks bearish. Nasdaq's also going down. I'm going to take a short here and put my stop at 512. It is a risky trade because I haven't waited for the candle to close, but I do like how price has failed to kind of break these wicks to the upside. So it does look very bearish. Whoops. Damn, I don't know about you guys, but my trade away is lagging. Yeah, this shit is lagging. 54. I'm gonna try to target the 300s down here. Nasdaq also went down, but it does look like it's bouncing off of these zones so far. Yeah. Like usually if I saw this on Nasdaq, I would go long, which is not good cuz I'm in a short on US 30. But we'll see. Let's see the 5 minute time frame. Okay, dang, we have 2 more minutes for this 5 minute candle to close. I definitely do want to see this close out at least below 447. Then I think from there it'd be a good short. But I mean, these next 2 minutes it could just create a nasty wick. So that's not what I want to see. I want to see this definitely push lower here, so the 5 minute could close out strong. Yeah, this is the last minute here of the 5 minute candle. We'll see. We don't want to see it push up here because then, yeah, it'll be 5 minute wick. Yeah. The longs are also coming in on NASDAQ. I mean, I like where my stop loss is. I mean, it's at this 5 minute wick here, so I do think if the stop loss gets hit, then I was definitely wrong with the direction. So I do like where the stop loss is at. I mean, it's an alright candle close. It has a huge wick on the bottom, which I don't like, but it did close out below this 493 line. So I guess that's good. All right, it's the last 4 minutes of this first 15-minute candle. I definitely want to see the 15-minute candle close below at least 493. I think if I get stopped out, most likely the longs will come in. So I like where my stop loss is. Nasdaq's coming back down, which is good. Hopefully US 30 follows it. Damn, Nasdaq looks... I mean, it doesn't look choppy, but the 1 minute candlesticks do look... They look dangerous. Damn, I don't know. US 30 is kind of failing to break the lows. I wouldn't be surprised if I get stopped. Yeah, I was gonna say that was my last hope there to see the market reject this area, but I think I'll get stopped on this. Which sucks, but I'm gonna call it a day. I'm getting, oh my god, I'm getting chopped here. I'm getting chopped. It's just one of those days for me. Damn, that's tough. I mean, yeah, I would have taken this trade if I saw this trade. I would have taken it again and again and again. This is a trade that I usually take. I will say that I got in early, but even if I didn't get early, I still would have gotten in on this trade. Damn, that sucks. First, I got in long here. Got stopped out. Damn, daily loss limit. Yeah, even if I looked at the 5 minute time frame, I would have gotten chopped up on this. Even on Nasdaq, I would have taken this long here. If I took that long, I would have gotten stopped out as well. Damn, that's tough for these accounts. It's just tough because the loss is like basically the same size as a winning day. So it's like having a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. And I hate that. I hate that. I mean, good thing I didn't take these trades on certain accounts, right? I guess that's good. Damn. Choppy open. Trying to think what other trade could I have taken. I mean, the other trade I really see is NASDAQ shorts over here off of this 15-minute supply zone. But realistically, if I would have looked for the short, again, I probably would have entered around here. Which, like, I don't know, at this point, the trade for me wouldn't have made sense. I probably would have gotten stopped out on the short too. But let's just say it worked out. Yeah, this would have been the trade right there. Damn, I don't know. Don't know. I mean, all I know is US 30's choppy. Definitely chopped me up. On NASDAQ, like, on the 5-minute time frame, it is rejecting this demand zone down here, which we did bounce off of yesterday. We did bounce off of this area yesterday on NASDAQ. But the thing is, we bounced off of this area on NASDAQ yesterday, but it just failed to like actually start moving up, you know, on the bigger time frame. Well, I do think if it gets above 896 on NASDAQ, or at least above the 900s, above VWAP, I mean, I think that would be a good long, but at that point, it's like, hopefully it doesn't chop up on VWAP, because this shit is choppy down here. Yeah, I definitely I got chopped. I did. I mean, they're both trades I normally take, so I can't be too upset. It's just one of those days. It's unfortunately it's like paying taxes. You gotta take losses sometimes. It's just something you gotta do. It sucks, but you know what sucks more than taking a loss is going on tilt and blowing your accounts. That sucks way more than actually managing your losing day. So I just have to be happy with today. I do wish I kept it at a $250 loss, not 586. But it happens. I'll stick around and see if I find a setup here for these other accounts. But for my main accounts, probably done trading. I already got chopped up here. I just saw Trump is speaking right now. Yo. Yo, don't tell me, don't tell me. I didn't even think about Trump today. Fuck. Is he really live? Let me see. Fuck, he is speaking. I'm gonna blame my loss on Trump today. I'm gonna blame my shit. Why didn't I check this Trump tracker? If I checked the Trump tracker, I would have known he was speaking. But even if I knew that, I would have taken these trades, so I can't even blame that on him. This is a perfect example of literally what happens when he's speaking. I bet you when he's done speaking, it'll be perfect price action. Oh, look, he's talking about Middle East tensions too. So I could definitely move the markets. Damn. I did not realize that he was speaking. Usually I know because I look at the Trump tracker. When NQ and US30 failed to move, I moved to gold. Shit, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to look at gold because what's going on? Yeah, gold is on a run. Shit, I don't know. I just don't know how to trade gold. I don't have too much experience with it. And like every time I backtest gold, it's not good. Like I'll get stopped out back to back. Like cuz I don't have a strategy with gold. I know for a fact my strategy does not work with gold. I've tested it out too many times. And every time I test out my strategy on gold, it's like I said, like I'll get stopped out back to back. Not even joking. Like I'll get wicked out and then the move happens. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. February is tough. I mean, so far I'm green on the month, but it's like I know what good price action is, which was January. January had really, really good price action. Last week was tough as well. But I thought last week was tough because, what was it, NFP week or something? So I was like, okay, like next week's about to be better. And this week has been shit as well. Like, it hasn't been that good of a week. The good thing is that I'm keeping these losing days controlled. That's the good thing. Let me make sure I have 0 orders. Okay, good. Yeah, I should have known. Once I got stopped on that first trade, I should have known. But it's like I usually would take both of these trades, so I can't even be mad at myself for taking the trades. It was literally just me following the system. So I can't be too upset. I'll be upset at Trump for speaking. I'll blame the loss on him. It's funny too because I didn't take those trades on my Tops Up accounts. I totally forgot. So now I'm gonna wait and see if I could place a trade on these Tops Up accounts, but definitely gonna be picky. I mean, Nasdaq is right at VWAP. I did say if it got above the 900s, I think it would be a good long, but it's just like VWAP is right there. So I know I won't take the long confidently. Yep. I got my daily "Are you a boy or girl?" question. I just got it just now. It's literally an everyday question. What is this? Okay. Pretty cool. I went in for a sale of the morning just for price to stop me out and go down to my TP. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are gonna experience that. Um, it looks like throughout this month. I mean, we're already halfway into the month, more than halfway, and it's just been nasty openings. But the pattern that we have seen is like a choppy open, and then maybe like an hour into open, you'll see a really nice move. So I'm hoping that happens. That way I could catch it on these other accounts. But yeah, for now, I'm done trading on these main accounts. Like, there's no way I should place another trade on these. I already hit my daily loss limit. Like, it looks horrible, but this is what my usual winning day is. So it's like really not that bad. It's just a small step back. All right, Nasdaq has a 1 minute candle close above VWAP and above this 15-minute supply zone, which we did reject multiple times. So I do want to see. Right now is retesting the area. I think if it breaks the highs, I do think it'd be a good long, but we'll see if that happens. Q. Yeah, it looks like it retested this zone and it's bouncing off of it so far. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. The Chihuahua wanted to come in. All right, let's see. I think if Nasdaq gets above 921, I mean, I do think it'd be a good long, but I'm also thinking it's gonna start to chop around VWAP. Here it is retesting this area. Something I don't want to see on Nasdaq is I don't want to see it come back below VWAP. I think if Nasdaq, yo, these dogs are something else. If Nasdaq gets below VWAP, it'll just be like, yeah, I'm done for the day. That's what I don't want to see. So if it gets back below VWAP, it's just clearly choppy. Let me look at the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, damn. Even this 15-minute time frame looks choppy. Another thing with the 15-minute time frame is that it's still inside of this pre-market range. That's how you know it's a bad sign. That's literally how you know. It's faked out of both sides. So it's definitely not a good day for breakout traders. I think a lot of people will get chopped up today. Maybe they already have, like me. US 30 is savage. I stopped trading it for a while. Wow, it's make me sad. Like I feel like US 30 has really strong openings, so I do like it. But recently, it's been shit. It's been bad. Like this is not the first time it opens up like this week. I think it was worse last week too. The latest I'll wait is probably 10:30 for a trade. But I mean, looking at the 15-minute time frame, it's not a good sign for me at least. So you're trading one mini per cow on US 30. Yeah. Yes, I do. Okay, NQ. Let's see if it actually moves. It's also, it has way lower volume than usual. Yeah. The opening range. I mean, the opening range not that small, but it's just the fact that it is still within this small area, the small pre-market range. Which I said it would be a good day to trade this breakout, but we just need good volume. We just haven't gotten that yet. Let's see. I think if it gets above 921, maybe a good long. Above this white line. This also will not be an A plus setup. This is more of a gamble here. Yeah, here it is above 922. I'm gonna place a long trade here. See how that goes. Touch this 15-minute supply zone. I mean, that could be a good TP, but do want to see it push higher. I'm break even on this trade. And I got stopped out break even. I should just call it a day. It's just not my day. I mean, it was a good long. It just wasn't good enough. I didn't really TP up here. I mean, I guess the good thing is it's kind of staying above this white line. It just looks like it rejected this 15-minute supply. I'm gonna erase this 15-minute zone. It's already gotten ran through from every direction. I guess the good thing about today is you could have a wide stop and like it'll be a decent size because there's low volume. So it's like these, usually my stop loss is this much, 100 ticks or 25 points, and it looks like a decent size for a stop loss. Sometimes this stop loss looks really tiny, and that's how I know like there's a lot of volume. But in today's case, it looks a decent size, so there's most likely like low volume. Damn, US 30. I'm not even gonna look at US 30. That is too choppy. I'm gonna wait 20 more minutes and see what happens. If it still looks like this in around 10:30, I'm gonna just call it a day. I mean, I already called it a day on my main accounts. Right now, I'm just waiting for a decent setup for these other accounts that I forgot to trade on. Past 3 Apex evals this morning with your code. Nice. Once you get funded, just make sure you know all of their rules, because they do have a lot of rules. And just make sure you understand their trailing drawdown, because trailing drawdown is annoying. It is. That's like the main thing that's bad about Apex is the trailing drawdown. But if you follow their rules and you get to a certain profit, they'll pay you out. It's not like they don't pay out. It's just they have shit rules. That's the only thing with Apex. That's why I honestly don't recommend Apex to beginners. Cause it's too much. It's too much. I would say if you got in payouts before, try Apex. If you want to scale up, try Apex. Cause that's what happened to me. I wanted to scale up. The best way to do that with prop firms is to have multiple accounts. And you can have the most accounts with Apex. Yeah, this looks crazy. What about Take Profit Trader? Take Profit Trader's a good one as well. They have really good rules. but is a trailing drawdown. Damn, that reminds me. I haven't traded Take Profit Trader in I think over 2 years. It's been a long time. Nah, for sure over a year. I haven't traded Take Profit Trader. I've gotten funded from them many, many times. And then one time I was able to request a payout with them. It was like $400. And I was like, nah, like, I want more. Like, I want at least a comma, you know? Then the next day I blew the account. And that's the closest I've been to a payout. Huge lesson learned when that happened. Huge. How to beat intraday. I mean, the way I beat intraday trailing drawdown is just taking profit. Like as soon as I saw as soon as I saw my trade hit a 1 to 2, I would get out. I wouldn't try to aim for a big amount. Sometimes I get out for a 1 to 1. Yeah, this chop is nasty. But I guess the good thing is maybe not all the time, but if a month is choppy, the best thing you could do is just hope that the next one is better. But nobody knows. It could be choppy for months. But I do feel like every month is a certain pattern. And with February's pattern, it's just like it'll be a choppy open. And then later in the day, you'll see the move happen. Coming months could be volatile too. Yeah, hopefully. The volume is good. I will say though, when it's too volatile, it is hard to trade if you have a tight stop loss. With volatile markets, you really have to adjust. Like with volatile markets, you either scalp it, you have a really tight stop loss, you get in and out, or you size down to have a wider stop loss and you let the trade play out. That reminds me, it was it wasn't last year, it was the year before that. So about 2 years ago, it was something happened with the Japanese Jen. I don't know how to say it, guys. Something happened with the Japanese markets and like it caused the markets to go crazy. And I remember seeing a 1 minute candle that was 1,000 ticks. That was probably the craziest that I've seen the markets. I mean, another time was when Trump brought out the tariffs. That was a crazy market as well. Like, it was 1 minute candles that were like 500 ticks plus more. Like, it was the type of market where you can FOMO into it and you'll be fine because it's moving that much. Last year as well, we had, I think Powell was speaking at 10. And then I remember it was a 10 a.m. high impact news. I'm not sure if he started to speak or if he was already speaking, but I remember 10 a.m. came and it was straight candle up. And again, it was a candle that you could FOMO into and you'll be fine. Those days are rare, but they do happen. You literally don't know when it's gonna happen. Wow, the 1 minute time frame looks so bad. The long I took was above this high here. I was gonna try to target 50 points. But The perfect TP was this 15-minute supply zone. And then I guess I could have taken shorts right here. That could have been a good short. But it would have been a short that would have taken a while to play out. For me, at least. Let's see if it really bounces off of VWAP. I guess really the only trade opportunities I have right now is this 15-minute supply zone up here, which we rejected already. And then down here at this 30-minute, 45-minute, and 4-hour demand zone, which we already bounced off of around 9:30. So I feel like the main moves have already happened. There's just no direction on the bigger time frame. What trade copier do you use? I use Tradeovate's trade copier. And then if I'm trading with TopStep, I use TopStep X copy trader. Right now, like, I don't like using TradeSync or TradeCopia. I haven't tried out TradeCopia. I will say that. But I tried out TradeSync and it just had too many bugs. I'm not sure if they still have those bugs today, but when I tried it, it was like the copy trader messed up 3 times in a week. And it just messed with my money, so I didn't like it. But for other people, they have really good experience with using TradeSync. I think the new interest rate announcement will be a moment too. Yeah, I mean, FOMC days always, not always, a good day to trade, but when it's a really good FOMC day, you'll see a lot of volume and you could catch a good move. The thing with FOMC though is FOMC week is tough. If it's FOMC week, I won't trade Monday and Tuesday. Like, I would rather just wait for that Wednesday after the decision comes out. Do you watch the new Game of Thrones? No, I've never watched Game of Thrones. Like, I've seen clips of it, but I've never traded it. Damn, these are nasty wicks. Like, it keeps bouncing off of VWAP, but it's just failing to actually move up higher. I do watch a lot of cop videos. Like, you know, when you eat and you need to watch something on your phone? I watch like Code Blue Cam and like just cop videos, the body cam videos. I think I watch those videos too much, honestly. It's like the main thing I watch. If I'm not watching anything related to trading, it'll be like a cop body cam video or like a murder documentary. I like watching that stuff too. I don't know why. It can't be good for me. It can't. I think I watch that stuff too much. But it's entertaining, because it's stuff that you wouldn't do. So it's like entertaining. I think that's why I like it. Because I know I wouldn't do that stuff. I watch too many investigation videos. Same. I watch Dexter. Does anyone watch Dexter? Any Dexter fans? I love Dexter. I've rewatched it twice. Again, it's an unhealthy thing. It's probably not good that I watch these things. The old school Dexter, yeah. The new Dexter is cool, but I do think the older one was better. The old school one. This how you know the market shit. We're just talking about other stuff. This how you know. How old are you that you know Dexter? I mean, it's just on Netflix. It's funny though, because when I was younger, I do remember my mom watching Dexter. And then now that I was older and I watched it, it was like, whoa, like I kind of remember her watching that. You know what? If you guys watch Dexter, you know what I didn't like about Dexter was how Rita died. That was like the saddest part. I think I actually cried when I saw that part when Rita died. Not that's the best scene. Yo, that's like the saddest scene. It it didn't piss me off, but it was like that was Dexter's fault. If Dexter just did what he needed to do, that would not have happened. But I do like the new season, like the newer ones with his son Harry. They're good, but just not as good as the older ones. Did you know Dexter and his sister were married in real life? No way. Yo, you're right. I did not know that. That that's crazy because in the show, like at one point, what's her name? Deborah. Debbie? Deborah. I don't know. Detective Morgan. She started to like him, which was honestly really weird to I think it was a really weird part of the show. Like I understand why they did it, but it was just weird. And now it's even weirder cuz they were actually married in real life. That's funny. Did you watch the original Sin series about young Dexter? Yeah, I did. But again, it wasn't that good as the original Dexter. But it was good. It's Dexter. I think the last season. No, what was it called? The Dexter. I think it was called New Blood or something. Where like he met his son for the first time in a while, and he was like in the woods and stuff. What was his name? Kurt. Did anyone watch that one where they killed Kurt and he was like the serial killer of the town? That was creepy. When they found his little dungeon with like all the bodies, that was creepy. It was so creepy that I actually was thinking about it for days afterwards. That's how creepy that show was. And I think it was creepy because like that shit could be real and like nobody knows. There could be someone out there that's actually doing this stuff and nobody knows. I think that's why it really scared me. And also too, like a lot of the victims were girls. So that also makes it scary. Because again, it could be real. You got already in a trade? Damn, did I? I got into 2 losses on US 30. That's what I got into. These were the trades here. Completely chopped. They were trades that I would usually take. So I don't regret taking them. For sure. I would take these trades again. It's just one of those days. You think the paper gold is a bubble? What do you mean? Like, do I think gold's gonna crash? Yeah, today was not a good day to trade. Maybe it was on NASDAQ. But US 30, if you didn't get in and out, mostly you either got broken even or you got chopped. Tough markets. Tough markets. All right, well, let me start journaling this and then I'll definitely call it a day. And I already know, like, I'm about to post this reel on Instagram and I'm about to get the same shit that I got on the last reel, which is, oh, you got into a buy, you lost a trade, so you got into a sell. Which it does look like that, but it's really not. Like, first, I got into a buy here because we tapped into this 15-minute demand zone, and then the 1 minute candle rejected it. It had a nasty wick, and then we broke to the upside. We broke this wick, which that is my usual entry for longs from a demand zone. And then for the shorts, usually I would wait for this 1 minute candle to close. In today's case, I didn't though because we had already gotten past this 50% line. And what I saw was just the market rejecting this white line here. I was like, okay, maybe that was just a small pullback. So we're definitely going to go lower here, which we did go lower. But usually if we break past a zone like we did today, you would see a continuation to the next zone. Like what happened over here. Kind of. There was some sort of zone here. Again, usually if you break past it, you tap into the next zone. So that's why I was targeting down here to this next zone. But it didn't continue lower. And then I was like, okay, let's just wait for this 5 minute to close. I want to see this 5 minute close out strong. It didn't close out strong. It closed out with a huge wick, which I didn't like. Did not like. But either way, like I said, I would have taken both of these trades. It's the market. And in today's case, we could blame the markets. We could blame Trump because he's speaking. So I'm not gonna 100% blame myself because I don't want to go too hard on myself. Took longs and shorts on US 30 after it tapped a 15-minute zone and started in structure. The upside. Took longs and shorts on US 30 after it tapped a 15-minute zone and started breaking structure to the upside. Got stopped immediately, then went short after it broke past a 50% line. I think maybe the mistake that I made was taking not the same trade, but the trade that was on the same zone. Yeah, I think that was the main mistake. But even if I didn't take let's just say I didn't take this second trade, then I would have looked at NASDAQ. If I looked at NASDAQ, I know for a fact the trade I would have taken would have been longs off of this. Once this wick here broke, then I would have gotten long. My stop loss would have been 100 ticks, and I would have gotten stopped at break even, but I know I would have taken a loss on this. I just know it. I would have gotten long. After this hill 1-to-1, maybe I broke even, but I know myself, and if this wick here closed out like that, I would have been like, you know what, let me let the trade breathe, let me not break even, and I would have gotten stopped out if I took this trade. So I think today is just literally maybe not any trade, but most setups that I would have taken today would have lost, because that markets are not in my favor. I would have gotten chopped up. So again, it's just one of those days. It sucks, but if you keep the losses somewhat controlled, it'll be easy to be profitable over a long period of time. Let's look at this. Oh, TradeZella has not updated. But yeah, I mean, technically, I'm still green on the week, still green on the month. So I think one of the best things you could do on a losing day is just zoom out and don't be so focused on the fact that you just lost today. Focus on the past 100 trades that you took, not just the past, I don't know, 2-3 trades. You gotta stay zoomed out. I could also say like I shouldn't have traded, but I know these are setups that I would usually take. So there's really no way for me to avoid the losses today. Even if I traded NASDAQ, I think I would have lost. Alright. Yeah. Continue to take it slow. First L on your combine, taking it slow. Yeah. Keep it controlled too when you take a loss. Let me bring this up. Okay. Yeah. I think if you guys are going to keep trading, I don't know. I would wait for extra confirmation. Make sure you're actually looking for a good trade. I think if you're going to continue trading, like, don't risk a lot. Maybe don't trade your funded account. If you could trade an eval, trade it, because it's like not a good day to put some money on the markets, you know? Yeah, that's what I think. But I'll see you guys later. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. We have 8:30 news and 10 a.m. news. So hopefully with the 8:30 news, hopefully it brings good volume into the market. We'll see. I'll see you guys tomorrow.